The covered call is often promoted as an income generating strategy where you can create consistent, passive monthly income by simply selling call options against shares of stock that you own. But there's also a lot of people out there that are saying that covered calls do not generate income and the strategy is too good to be true. So in this video, I want to explore the question, do covered calls actually generate income? In a traditional sense, people think of income as your salary or your paycheck, or maybe investing in bonds where you have very stable, very consistent payment schedules. But how does this compare to generating cash flow using the covered call option strategy? Let's walk through an example of a covered call position on NVDA to understand the trade-offs of this strategy and fully understand how the cash flows actually work. I want to use an example in NVIDIA, and let's say an investor has 1,000 shares of NVIDIA. They purchased for $150 a share, and currently they're up quite a bit, and they want to start generating income using the covered call strategy with this position. And we're going to say that the entirety of this portfolio is just the stock, and we have a cash balance of $0. I'm going to go to the May 2026 expiration with 23 days to go, and I'm going to go shopping for some call options. I'm going to go to the 220 strike price, which has a delta of 17. So a very high chance that I can sell this call option and the option will expire worthless in 23 days. Since I have 1,000 shares of stock, I can sell 10 of these contracts to create the covered call position. And if I sell 10 of these contracts for $1.49 each, that brings my total credit to $1,490. When I sell these call options, I collect the $1,490 into my account, and therefore after doing this trade, my portfolio consists of the 1,000 shares of NVIDIA and the 10 short 220 calls that I sold for a total credit of $1,490. This means my cash balance immediately goes from $0 to $1,490, and I can withdraw that cash from my account immediately to spend in real life. That's the powerful concept behind the covered call, because to get that $1,500 in cash, I didn't sell any of my NVIDIA stock. I sold a call contract that obligates me to potentially sell my stock if NVIDIA gets over 220 in 23 days. So I have a very high probability that these call options just expire worthless, and I keep all of that money that I collected, and then I can do it again in 23 days. So I would say that's definitely cash flow, because I can essentially print money, quote unquote, out of thin air by selling these call options against my stock position, and I get that cash flow without actually selling my stock. But of course, I am changing the structure of my position. I no longer have unlimited upside. But the other big difference is that NVIDIA is not going to just stay completely flat at 200. The stock price is going to go up and it's going to go down. So while I collect that $1,500 in cash, NVIDIA might go down to $180 over the next 23 days, in which case my stock position is going to have a $20,000 drawdown. And if NVIDIA goes way down, then if I try to sell another call against my shares, then I might not collect $1,500. I might have to sell a strike price even closer to the stock price. And then that leaves me with the risk of NVIDIA going right back up and potentially putting me in a position where I have to sell my entire stock position and realize a capital gain on the entire position, and then figure out how I'm going to get back into the trade, or if I want to get back into the trade, and it just gets messy very quickly. But another thing that can happen is that the stock price does go higher, and let's say the stock price goes up to 220, and I have a week left before my option expires. In that scenario, I have to make a decision whether or not I want to potentially just let the stock settle above my call strike of 220, in which case I will sell my entire stock position. But if I don't want to sell my stock, then what I'd have to do is I'd have to roll my covered call out into a higher strike price. And this could leave me locked in a position where I'm waiting multiple months without collecting any cash flow on my stock at all. For instance, let's play a hypothetical, and let's say that in this May cycle, instead of having that fresh 220 short call, let's say I sold this call option with a strike price of 200, and I sold it a few weeks ago for, let's just say, $2.50. So I collected $2,500 initially to sell these call options. But now NVIDIA is higher than my strike price, and there's still 3 weeks to go until expiration. And I don't want to sell my shares right now. I want to protect my stock position. And what I can do here is I can roll out the covered calls by buying back these 200 calls in the May cycle and rolling them out in time to a higher strike price. And ideally do that for a small credit. So what I can do is I can buy back the short 200 calls for $8.75. And then I have to go out to a further out expiration, such as June 2026. And I have to find a call option that I can sell for more than $8.75. And in the June cycle, that would be the 210 strike price. I could sell these for $9.53 and collect a credit. And if I do that, I can collect another $750 in cash, and I would be extending my short call strike up by 10 points. But I'd also be rolling out to the June cycle in 57 days, and I would be doing that for a small credit, which basically means I have to wait 57 days and hope that this 210 call expires out of the money, and then I can go back to selling call options for more credits and more cash flow. The point of all of this is to say that the base of a covered call position is owning stock, and stock positions are not stable. This is not a scenario where the stock price is going to just stay completely flat, and then we're just getting those monthly payments every month like clockwork, and we don't even have to think about it. It is a lot messier than that in reality. While the cash flow aspect of selling a covered call is entirely true, when you sell that call option, you get that cash infusion into your account, and you can withdraw that cash immediately without selling your stock. But that doesn't solve the problem of the stock volatility itself. The stock price could go way down in a given month, and in that case, you'll have a big drawdown on your shares, which will be slightly offset from the premiums that you collected for selling those call options. But then the setup for the next covered call is less advantageous because to collect meaningful premiums, you'll have to sell a call option at a lower strike price, and that leaves you exposed to a rebound in the stock price, which can force you to sell your shares at that lower strike price, or you're going to be faced with the problem that we explored in this example, where you're going to have to roll out that covered call. But in some cases, you'll roll 3 or 4 months out and you won't really collect much cash flow at all. And in that case, you're just stuck holding this covered call position for the next 3 to 4 months because you need that call option to expire worthless or at least lose 90% of its value before you can close it and start selling covered calls again to generate meaningful cash flow. Where I personally think covered calls really shine is if you have a really large stock position where you can sell really far out of the money call options that basically have a 95% chance of expiring out of the money. For example, maybe you have a $2 million stock position, and in that case, it would be totally reasonable to generate $5,000 to $10,000 a month in covered call income with a 90 or 95% chance of seeing those call options expire out of the money. My personal stance on the covered call is that yes, you can definitely create cash flow using the covered call position because I can sell out of the money calls against shares that I own, and I can create a cash infusion into my account, and I can withdraw that cash immediately to use in my day-to-day life. But I'm definitely not expecting that when I sell covered calls, my stock price is just going to stay completely flat, and I'm just going to be collecting consistent monthly income from the calls that I'm selling. But let me know what you think of the covered call strategy by leaving a comment down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. My name is Chris from Project Option, and I will see you in the next one.